very good, actually.
Well, thanks, yeah.
But there's a time when you snuck into the room to see what the...
I sneaked into the room. Snuck isn't a word, Conan, and you went to Harvard and you should know that.
I keep a dictionary down here and I just found it. Snuck, past and past part of sneak.
I want you to accept the fact that you will be in a room with Harrison Ford.
That's like a scene from Temple of Doom. Can you fly? No, can you? What?
Oh, God.
What?
Don't do that when he's here.
What? I'm getting it out now.
No, there's no getting it out now.
I'm getting it out
That's
now.
like a pervert saying, well, I just masturbated once. That should take care of problems because we all know semen doesn't regenerate and urges don't return.
A seagull got right up into the camera, stole the show. This thing's everywhere. Look at that. Anyway, moving on. One of the things that you want to decide, Seagull, you're hogging my shot. Seagull, you're replicating what happened in the video clip. Out. You're just doing it, yeah.
We went to this place called Wazuzu. The waiter is a huge fan of this podcast, and then my meal was comped.
What kind of food is Wazuzu?
It's Asian fusion. It's delicious. If they want to send us stuff, I'm cool with that.
I'm not sure Asian fusion ships well. Were they going to put a couple of dumplings in a FedEx tube and send it through the desert?
In other news, yeah, and then that guy, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he said, and then she said, and what the, again? All right, Seagull, I said move, see? Move. Oh, Seagull. Hey, well, that seagull's gone. We can move on with other matters.
Hey, over the weekend, this tube showed up. An armadillo comes out with soy sauce all over his mouth.
Now I know what you're going to say, Dartmouth. You're going to say, well, we've got Dr. Seuss. Well, guess what? We're all tired of hearing about Dr. Seuss. Face it, the man rhymed fafloozle with snoozle. In the literary community, that's called cheating. Yes. Well, they built a cyclotron in Norway. What? Well, this is unheard of. The seagull's returned. Yes, he's back. Just like in that video. Remember from before? Your insecurity is so great, Dartmouth, that you don't even think you deserve a real podium. I'm sorry, what the hell is this thing? Seriously, it looks like something a bear would use at an AA meeting.
But now what? Oh, that.
Oh, there's the big twist. It happens to you, too. Our writers took something that happened and made it happen here. Must have been a pretty late night for those scribes. Someone in the room probably said, well, what should be the twist? And someone else said, I have a twist. Let's get the out of here and see our families.
Have you had COVID?
No, I have not.
You never got COVID?
No, I know how to protect myself from the various threats that exist.
Well, I think that virus wanted nothing to do with you.
There are companies throughout Japan that provide fake families for people who are lonely. How old is she?
12歳。
What's the maximum amount of time I can retain their services?
3年。
3 years? I could have them for 3 years? You don't need to check with her? She's 12.
You have been paying me a reduced salary and I've been depleting my life savings while you have been mentally preparing to start thinking about a new show over 1 year after the old show ended. That's completely true.
I owe you a living? Is that what you're saying? I owe you a living?
What I'm saying...
You can't... What am I? You're just some piece of clay and I need to breathe on you so you can come to life? Jesse, good to see you. You're a Yankee fan?
Of course I am.
Red Sox.
Get out of here. Why this guy's here?
Well, what the hell? What are you talking about? I have one question for you.
Go ahead.
It's always Yankee Giants. You are Yankee Jets. You know what I think? Giants suck this year, and you switch to that team.
You're the lucky guess.
Is that what you did? I knew that's what you did.
What I'm saying is, if I've contributed in some small way to some financial gains that you may have achieved in the past year, if you feel
in
that
the past
upon
year, you got paid to do nothing.
I think that Adam brings up a good point, which is when you dress the way that you dress, you're just going to have goofy ideas. You're just going to want to go eat a burrito.
I think what Adam's saying is right if you work at like an accountant's office.
Right.
But if you work for the circus, right?
Which we do.
Which this really is an absurd place.
The lion tamer is very well dressed. The ringmaster is very well dressed. Trapeze artists in their own way are quite elegant. In fact, most people at the circus are very nicely dressed in their own costumes.
I would like you to start thinking about a show, okay? I know you have your projects. I know you have your celebrity friends. You have your dinners with Timothy Oliphant. You don't need to be hungry anymore because you've achieved a certain situation. But do you look like the kind of guy that wants to decay mentally, comedically? You think you just come back 5 years later and people will care? What are you, like some Roman emperor Kaiser, which is the original Latin pronunciation, by the way, not the ecclesiastical, which would be Caesar. But nevertheless, do you think people will just come as you sit there on your throne? I'm ready to entertain you now.
Okay. I want you to calm down. You have become unhinged.
Okay.
My friends and I, we would go to these all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants. When the waiters weren't looking, I would shove all of the extra sushi, which was a lot, into one of the dinner napkins. And then I'd go to the bathroom and I'd throw it away.
What?
You wouldn't
take it home and eat it?
Let me get this straight. People contact you.
That's correct.
And they ask for a certain kind of greeting.
Yeah. Don't ever do anything publicly that might lessen the chances of successful employment in the future. It's possible you may have an employer that asks you to parade around the streets of a foreign city nude, which could be detrimental to a foreign employer like someone like Disney that has virtues.
Okay. These are terrible cameo videos.
Imagine that you are a tuna and you're swimming in the sea and suddenly you're snared in a net and hauled up. You think for a second, well, my life has been short, but I see that they're taking me to a sushi restaurant, and before I completely lose consciousness, at least myself, I will create happiness. My flesh will go to sustain another species in this great mystery and cycle of life. At least that gives me some joy. Wait, what? They're chopping me now. Okay, I'm still somewhat alive somehow. And they're putting me with some rice. They're bringing me over to these ladies. Oh, well, at least I'm just I can't believe I'm still kind of alive, but I am. I'm able to see what at least I'm going to go into the mouths of what? Shoved in a napkin? My entire corporeal form? My body? She's taking me maybe outside to give to someone who has no food. Wait, not the ladies' room. Shoved in a trash can? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I'm a Catholic. Tuna fish.
Awful.
I haven't had any complaints.
You haven't had any complaints for a reason. No one wants to admit they paid money to this madman. No one wants to talk about that in public. They're ashamed. They're filled with the shame one has when one has wasted their money, thrown it down the toilet. No one's gonna come forward and say, hey, I know I gave you $200 and you're nobody. You yelled at me on Cameo for 20 minutes about your financial problems because your boss only pays you half of what he used to pay you to do nothing.
That is your fault. You are the captain of the ship. Why do you let things get out of control?
Said the torpedo. You're the torpedo yelling at the captain. 28 years on TV.
Yeah.
Carson got out after 30. You see anyone outside his gate yelling at him? A couple of months after he retired, after 30 years of entertaining America, do you think there was someone outside his office going,
Get off your ass, Johnny!
I guess you win this argument.
I do, because you had no response.
Yeah,
1
I
point
guess so.
persona. I won that one.
Yeah. Take that 1 point and put it in that big empty jar of points.
Here's a lemur who just saw 50 Shades of Grey by himself.
This is a lemur. This is a tarsier. They are completely different animals. My friends and I did not drive all the way from San Diego to LA to see you make such a horrible mistake.
Do you really think I don't know what a tarsier is? I wasn't talking about the tarsier. Let me show you. Here's a still of me holding up the photo that night. Now push in on those eyes. Push in really close. All the way, all the way, all the way. There's the lemur!
big empty jar of points.
Yeah.
So the jar has a lot of points in it.
No.
Because you said
no
it has
points.
a jar of points.
Yeah.
How is it empty if it's got a whole jar of points?
It's
Win
got
that
two.
one again. Put another one in my jar.
Clang.
I'm
Echo,
winning.
echo, 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 echo.
I go thunk. And then it's
That's
like
3 points you got in
all
there.
the noise.
I'm
it
leaving.
Doesn't. There's no more noise because it just goes thunk and it hits all the other points that I have. Because
You know
all
what I
I
have?
do is win,
I
win,
have-
win, no matter what.
The sun is like.
Yeah, the sun is in the sky.
It's not in the sky.
What's that?
It's not in the sky.
The sun is not in the sky?
It's in the space.
It's in space. Do you ever throw him off the building?
I try.
I have aqueducts I have points that are just in aqueducts. And there's runoffs and channels. And points are just flowing everywhere.
Your
There's so many points.
never count because you give yourself points and those aren't real points, but the world gives me points. Society gives me points.
No, society's
Everybody
giving you.
here gave me those points.
They didn't give you any points. I didn't see any point transaction.
This is a good old-fashioned time card. You are to punch in and punch out every day. I've had this machine brought back. Would you like to check in?
Yes. I don't think the device works.
Try again. You have to put it in the very center. You know how I knew it was the very center?
No.
I've worked for a living.
I have just waterfalls. There's an electric plant that's completely powered. Turbines are turning because my points are shooting through it.
I have so many points.
You've got
You're
no
so
points.
jealous.
You've
I
got
win.
nothing.
I win all the time. It's like sometimes I'm just like I'm so tired of winning all
You
the
can
time.
see my
Like, how
points
do
from
I
space.
lose? How do I lose?
If you're in an orbiter, you can see my points from space, and they're often mistaken for the city of Las Vegas because they're so bright and so shiny.
In Japan, the first thing that comes up if you Google Conan is a manga and anime character named, and this is true, Detective Conan. He's a man who's trapped in a child's body and solves crimes. Yeah, trapped in a child's body. Hello, Conan.
I just talked to an astronaut and they're like, those aren't real points. But Sona's points are real points. My points are real points. Your points are fake points you give yourself. It's like when you say something that you think it's a joke and you're like, that was real funny because no one laughed. And then you're like, that was real funny.
When I say something's really funny, I'm a professional. That means that's like 11 points right there.
No, I think you're just sad because nobody's laughing. And you're like, I'm just going to make
I've never
myself
said
feel
something
better.
and not heard laughter, and I don't know what that would sound like. You know what I mean? If I ever say something and there's no laughter, I would probably kill myself immediately. That's how used to laughter I am. I'm so used to laughter that the absence of it would probably cause my heart to liquefy and then explode.
My question for you is, Jordan.
Yeah.
In addition to Italy, you've had a long obsession with Japan. When did that begin for you?
My fascination with Japanese culture began with the Karate Kid Part 2. Now, that movie was shot and took place in Okinawa, which is southern part of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And, Daniel was staying in a ryokan, which is
Daniel?
Daniel's son, played by Ralph Macchio, which is actually the Italian way pronounced Macchio.
Your entire fascination with Japan stems from the fact that you saw Karate Kid 2.
Yeah.
And that it was filmed in where?
Okinawa.
Okinawa. I have a message here for you. Please press play. And hold that out to the camera as you watch it.
Hi, Conan. It's me, Ralph Macchio. Listen, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to tell that Jordan guy that all the scenes in Karate Kid Part 2 that were supposed to be Japan were actually shot in Hawaii. Oh, and Jordan, those weren't real dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Sayonara.
It was Hawaii. Thank you, Ralph Macchio. You fraud.
I have not
We're not going to
laughed
say explode and then
so
liquefy.
many times. I not laugh. When I not laugh, I get
When
more
I not
points.
laugh. Listen, Hulk, Hulk, I like you, Hulk. You're good. Hulk good. But Hulk wrong about points. Conan right about points, Hulk wrong.
I think
that's a nice sweater you're wearing. I'm going to change the subject just for a second. Points.
We used to do a recurring segment called Big Dick History, and it's time to bring it back out of the vault.
All about the bulge.
That's right, Soda keeps her championship streak.
Oh my God, nothing makes me happier in life than beating you at things. I can't even tell you how good this feels. And everything that I've ever done in my life pales in comparison to when I beat you at something. It just feels so fantastic.
Nope, you know your way around a penis. Congratulations. Congratulations.